Hi there, so I've got Tony with me all the way from Australia, but author of a book, The Caviar and Sausages, a time about Arsene Wenger's time in charge of Arsenal. Great book, do check it out. So Tony, great win today, 5-0, great way to end the season, brilliant performance. Your thoughts on the game?
Yeah, that's how you want to end the season. Sunny end of season, 5-0. Almost it was Granit Xhaka day after the first 10 minutes if we'd got a hat trick. But yeah, that's how, it's good to end on a positive and good feelings. And because it was a bit of a shame the last few weeks, but no, it's a good way to end. Smashing 5-0, clean sheet, good goals. Yeah.
Yeah, you mentioned Granit Xhaka there, brilliant performance from him. It seems like he's going to be leaving.
Yeah,
so a nice way for him to go out with two goals, and he's had an outstanding season. Scored many goals, got many assists, and that new position he's feeling really well with that.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge turnaround story. You got to. I mean, I was never a big fan of him in the early years, but to turn it around, the people singing his name today, people singing "Xhaka Don't Leave." 18 months ago you'd never have heard that. So yeah, credit to him for sticking it out and proving people wrong. And he's had a great season, and I think it's a good way to end. A lot of people say maybe keep him, but I think end on that season is good for his. He's obviously made a family decision, and for us, I think we can improve, upgrade that position. So get some money for him. So yeah, it's good. He's got a good reputation, leave on a good note. So yeah.
And 5 goals today. I saw a stat saying that we've surpassed our league record of goals in the season.
Yeah,
really impressive.
Yeah, and the thing is, people are going, "Oh, we need a new forward," and we've got a centre forward that's scored 10. I don't know how many he ended up with,
and he was injured for a long time.
So to score that many, you normally need someone on 25 goals. So just shows Martinelli, Odegaard, Saka, all the goals from around the team. So, but so in the end, it's the defensively that's cost us.
So when you look at the season overall, I remember sitting with you for an interview a few games in when you were last over from Australia. It was, I think, 3 or 4 games into the season. We started well, but we're still at that point where we're like, all right, let's hope we can continue this, get top 4. Anything else would be a bonus. So we know targets change through a season, and we were in a great position. But when you look at overall as a season, it has been an outstanding season. We've comfortably secured top 4, pushed City right up until the last month in the Premier League title race. How would you rate our season overall?
I think you got to say, look, it's hard. I think today helps you get over the disappointment in the last few weeks, but analysing it all, you got to say we've surpassed the goals. I think when we were talking, we were looking to get, to be the best of. I think everyone expected Man City and Liverpool to be ahead, and then we wanted to be the best of the rest. 75 points, getting Champions League, but we've smashed that. We pushed Man City. I think it's a really good season. Clearly progress from 8th to 5th to 2nd. The points have been jumping. Disappointed maybe like with Europe, but maybe we that went to 2nd place because we were in the chance for the league. But, and also the cups. So we didn't win a trophy, but we pushed Man City, and in the end they were too good. So I'd say, it's been a really good season and clear progress. So next season, got a challenge and pick up a trophy.
Okay, what would you give our season out of 10?
Well, I'd say 8. Yeah, just because of that, we said, because we are Arsenal, we've got to be winning trophies, so can't go too high.
Okay, and difficult question now because we had so many outstanding performances this season. But who would you give your player of the season to? Yeah,
that's tough, and that's a good thing that there's so many players contention. A few years ago, we'd be struggling. So I'd say contenders are like Martinelli, Gabriel, Saka, but Saliba pushed a close number 2. This is really good, but I think over the whole season, Ødegaard. Yeah, to get, and when we were talking, I think we were saying that's what we need. Martinelli, Ødegaard to be getting 10, 15 goals, and he delivered that. He's consistent, always pushing us. So good captain, led us by example. Yeah, so yeah.
Okay, and what would you give Mikel Arteta's rating for this season?
Oh, I'll go 8 again. Yeah, clearly he's really got everyone together. The atmosphere is brilliant again. Playing good football. I'll just drop a couple of marks for the cups, and maybe we need to be a bit more flexible tactically. So I think everyone knows now how we're going to play. So when it's not working, we might need to have an alternative.
Okay, and one of the highlights of this season, I know you're a big fan of Arsene Wenger, you wrote a whole book about him. It was great to see him back at the stadium this season. Yeah. Been a long time, brilliant to see him here again.
Yeah, that was good. It was a shame, he obviously ended really sadly. But it had to end, but, I think he was a bit bitter and took him a long time. But first time he came back in a few years. So actually come back to the stadium, and it was, I can't remember what game it was.
It was the West Ham.
West Ham,
we were 1-0 down in that one. Came back in the second half.
And it was good that we won, that there wasn't like a curse when he was watching. And so, I think the relationship's good again, and he'll get a statue at some point. So,
Okay, and lastly, I just want to ask you, what do you think we need to do going forwards now to close that 5-point gap to City and get ahead of them and to try to win the league?
Yeah, it's tough because only Liverpool have done it in the last few years, but I think we need, we're obviously going to sign some players, so definitely a couple of midfielders that can really just step in and straight into the first 11. Obviously a backup centre-back, Saliba, and I really like another forward that has a different alternative, like maybe someone you can hit long, run in the channels, a bit more physical, a bit of a variation. And I said, like, a bit more flexibility. I think some games we should maybe just sit back and hit people on the counter, and just that squad depth, like to get away from because everyone this season almost knows what 11 we're going to play. But I think now we're in Champions League, we want to be pushing in the cups. I think we need to have that like 16, 18, where it doesn't matter. You can just, like Saka's played every game, and even when he wasn't playing well, we need to just be able to rotate and not weaken. So it's a big summer for transfer, I think. Yeah.